What's going on, everybody? All Family Games here today, and we'll be giving a 100% honest review and detailed review on Where Winds Meet and whether if you guys should play it or not. First off, in Where Winds Meet, the map is absolutely humongous. There's so much stuff to do on this map as well, and there's absolutely, basically barely any loading screens within this map. For instance, if I want to go here and go here, I absolutely can. So far as of at this very moment, this is all we can explore is this area and this area. This area currently at the moment is completely blocked off, but will become available. Now, how do you traverse within this world? Well, there's multiple options. You can either use a mount. You can also use your mystical run ability right here, which also allows you to walk on water. I don't know why I said it like that. But then you will also have the ability to fly, which is absolutely fun to do within this world. To get from point A to point B, you're going to want to get this traversal ability very early on in the game, and it is so satisfying to just do it back to back at all times. The other thing in the game is the combat system. Now, the combat system within the game is absolutely fun. It is very fluid. From different weapons to different arts with these weapons, you guys can unlock all different kinds of abilities, which is absolutely satisfying to say the least. These are actually, so far at the moment, all the arts that you can learn, and all the weapons that you can also get within the game, which is so far spears, dual blades, fans, umbrellas, and a rope dart. Down here is your inner ways. These also allow you to basically improve your attributes and so forth like that. It also ends up allowing you to stack buffs and so forth like that. Here is your mystical skills. With the mystical skills, it can be acquired either through certain missions, certain story missions, or by randomly finding certain creatures or other people in the world to learn these mystical skills from. Such as the Buddha's Palm. Now, as far as the graphics in the game is absolutely amazing. As you can see with me swinging my sword and stuff like that, the grass will move. You will absolutely cut flowers as well. And fighting enemies is absolutely satisfying. As you guys can see here. Now, as far as the story in the game, so far, for me, in my personal opinion, the story in the game is about maybe around like maybe a 7 out of 10. Like, you really want your character to feel absolutely really cool. But then there's also some times where he just kind of feels flat, like he falls flat on his face a little bit too much and looks a little goofy, in my personal opinion. But that's also, if you watch a lot of old Chinese films, that they kind of do that in a lot of the old films. But however, there is some really, really cool moments that go on against bosses and then some cutscenes where your character absolutely looks incredible during the cutscenes and during the fight scenes. And he looks absolutely amazing doing it. Now, another thing up in the game is the content that's in the game. There's so much to do in this game, so much content, and so many random things that you will run across within the game. For instance, you could be walking down a trail and be seeing like a dead or seeing like a sick cow on the side of the road with somebody trying to help it. You can choose to heal that cow and then talk to the NPC, and they'll give you a reward for doing that. You could easily just walk down and find two people chatting and start talking with them. Or like for me, instantly, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to talk to this NPC. Which he starts talking about doing martial arts. You then can sit here and say, chat about recent events. Upon chatting with him, you will then get a private chat between you and the other person. At this point, you can enter whatever you want to enter into here. For instance, I'll say, hey, send it, and he will instantly respond to you. And he says, young master, what brings you here today? Which this is absolutely amazing and adds in-depth conversation between you and other NPCs within the game, which they utilize a AI chat box to do this with. So you're chatting with an AI chat GPT, basically. Now, the other things that I really want to touch base upon, there's a lot of rewards within the game. So, for instance, you will be using, in order to draw certain outfits and so forth, using what is called Echo Jades. Now, Echo Jades is absolutely easy to acquire within the game just by doing quests, by exploring, by doing certain activities, talking to certain NPCs. Quests can length anywhere between 10 seconds was the shortest quest I've ever had, up to maybe 45 minutes was the longest quest I've ever had. Now, as far as the graphics look absolutely amazing. Obviously, you guys can see right up on my screen, but there are some drawbacks with having a open world this big with hardly any loading screens. Now, I have had some texture issues within the game where some textures just aren't there, and the object looks completely smooth, looking like it came from Minecraft itself, which, to be honest with you, completely takes from the immersion of the game. Now, at all times, you do actually have a complete world chat box right here, which you can ask other players and so forth about anything that has to do with the game. You can ask to be healed. You can ask to go up on and do stuff with. You can ask to go drinking, do banquets. Yes, you can host parties in the game as well. It is completely up to you on what you want to do, and you guys can completely have fun. Now, at the moment, I'm playing on solo mode. You can also switch between solo mode and online mode at any point in time. While you're in solo mode, you can also utilize co-op mode, which you can invite your friends or other players into your world to play with you at that point, which is just between you and your three other companions. Now, in online mode is when it switches to MMORPG, which means that you are completely in a world with a whole bunch of other players. There's a ton of other players to do. Now, there is also PvP in the game, which can be located right here down to Wandering's Path. You will then find it right here in the arena, which you can then do 1v1 or up to 5 players. There's also other stuff you can do. You can also take on bounty quests. For instance, if you go here to bounty hunting, you can also bounty hunt against other players that have been doing wrong within their world. Even if they are in solo, if they've done something illegal, such as stealing, killing an NPC, whatever it is, you can then take a bounty hunt and hunt them down in their own world. You can invade them into their own world. So be careful with what you do in Where Winds Meet, or you might end up in jail. And by the way, when you end up in jail, it does not just load you up anywhere. No, you actually spend real days and real hours in jail itself. Which then, at that point, you can use what is called a pardon parade, which will have you traversing throughout the world, throughout a section of the map, to then where other players can join and start throwing fruit and vegetables at you as you're being paraded through town. Now, as far as anything else, the outfits in the game, there are tons of outfits at the moment that you guys can totally get from just playing in-game content, doing certain quests, or even grinding out a boss to then get yourself an outfit. You guys can also get outfits and certain things from the battle pass as well, which is right here. Now, however, there is a gacha system in the game, which is right here, and then I will be delving more into the pricing of this later on in the video. So please stay tuned with me if you guys want to know a little bit more in depth of the pricing for this game. And it's kind of one of my cons in the game, and I'll discuss it more in detail later on in the video. So just stick with me, bear with me. Now, however, you can actually make yourself your own guild. This is my guild. If you guys by any chance want to join this guild, it's called the Yaoguai. Okay, and We have no ranking, no nothing. Our current guild activity is 20 out of 9. I made this guild. It also gives you the roster. I am the guild leader. This person is the vice master of the guild. And then there's also events that you do within the guild. For instance, these is what you can do to level up your guild. And then you can also host, like for instance, you can host banquets and stuff like that. You can obviously host parties in your guild as well, and have drinking, get drunk, eat food, just enjoy stuff with your guild, which you can have up to 70 members within your guild. Okay. Also within this game, you can also take on disciples. I currently have no disciples at the moment, but this is where you will take on disciples and so forth and kind of train them. Or you can also find yourself a master to work under as well and learn from him. Okay, there is such thing as intimacy. Now, intimacy is not what you think. It's just where you play with your friends, which will you can also gain different rewards and so forth. Like as far as like emotes, certain benefits. The longer you play with that individual, so it's not globally that you gain this ability that you upgrade this tree. It is with each individual person you will upgrade this tree with. You can also get married in the game. Mind you, this is me and my wife's wedding photo, because yes, me and my wife did get married into the game itself. But yes, you guys can actually get married into the game, go on dates, drink, gamble, all that kind of fun stuff. And it just makes more of the immersion within the game. So they do have that. You can also be completely sworn to certain individuals and to certain members as well. This also gives you some more benefits within the game. Now we're going to move on to sex. Sex is one of the more complicated ones that nobody really knows. I am sectless at this moment. And each sect has its own individual shop. This is for the sectless shop. Okay? And currently at the moment, the only sects that we have for people to join is Well of Heaven, Silver Needle, Midnight Blades, Nine Mortal Ways, and I believe that's it. So it's 4 sects at this moment. The other sects will become available as the game progresses, and there are rules to these sects. For instance, if you join the Midnight Blades, the rules state right here exactly what you need to do in order to stay within the Midnight Blades. Defeat wanderers to gain karma points. Being defeated deducts karma points. So each time you are defeated, you will be taken away karma points. So the more karma points you lose, the more times you are defeated, the more karma points you lose, which then will end up getting you kicked out of this sect. You will no longer be allowed to be in the sect. You will also get martial arts abilities from being in these sects, which you don't have to join these sects in order to learn the martial arts abilities. You can actually find the martial arts abilities just by exploring out in the map and learning it from secretively learning it from these members by watching them fight. Then you can also go in here and see what you will gain from being within these sects. For instance, if I go right here to elegancy, it tells me exactly what I gain from being within the sect. And then you can come here, hit more, and go to the Midnight Sect shop. And then this will show you everything you can acquire from joining this sect. The shop is also another great place to even check out, as they have multiple mounts, multiple appearances. This is so far at the moment all the appearances that they have in the game, and I will talk again. I will go back to pricing again with this game. Now there are some very cheap ones, such as these right here, which only cost you about 60 pearls, which isn't too bad, but I'll dive into that more. You also have mounts, weapons. This is martial arts effects as well. So when you cast certain abilities, you have the monthly pass. This is a monthly fund, so that basically gives you 100 Echo Jades per day, 50, 50 whatever those are, and then 300 pearls on instant purchase, which I have 2 months 2 months ahead, which the 2 month thing wasn't on purpose. It was actually completely by accident. The game had bugged out, and then it accidentally double purchased me. But I was like, I'm not going to even worry about it. I'll take 2 months. Who cares? So here's basically part of the gacha system. So there is absolutely no way to acquire these beads in game. You absolutely must purchase them. So then you purchase those beads, and you will go here into the Celestial Echo, and this is where you will basically roll your things, which in order to get a legendary, it is guaranteed a legendary within 150 draws. Doesn't mean you won't get a legendary within those 150 draws. You can get a legendary within those 150 draws, but you're guaranteed a legendary within 150 draws. Hopefully I made sense of that. I apologize if I didn't. As far as anything else, you guys can definitely cut down trees, as you guys can see. Interact with the environment, interact with other NPCs. It is absolutely amazing within this game. So, the storyline is great. There's packed full of content, from drinking to getting married to NPCs you'll meet randomly up on the map to chatting with basically Chat GPT box with NPCs. And then joining sects, to making yourself a guild, to just exploring the map. And then also I probably just multiplied that to these huge bosses. Now I'm going to also delve into this a little bit more. So for the combat system and so forth, I love this about this game. You can basically complicate or simplify this game in any way you want to. So, for instance, in order to go to combat difficulty, which it explains right here, combat is not overly challenging, ideal for players focused on experience and story. Extra deflection assist is provided when enemies use skill. And then you also have recommended, which this is what the developers recommend you play on. Combat is moderately challenging, ideal for players seeking a balanced experience. Extra deflection assist is provided when the enemies use skill. And then you have expert mode. Now, expert mode combat is highly challenging, ideal for players seeking a tough challenge. No extra deflection assist provided. So this turns off your deflection indicator and everything. It completely turns it off, and basically makes the combat more difficult. But then you also have Legends mode and Hardcore mode. Legends mode is basically it's harder than expert. And then hardcore, which is not out yet, is basically you create a character, you get one life. That character absolutely has one life. If that character dies, he is permanently gone. You will have to then make a whole brand new character for this game. The other thing that's very satisfying is actually right here in the display section, which is visual style. You can change it to intense, to vivid, to warm, to cool, to bright, and this actually does change in game. For instance, this is me on intense and how the game looks, which I think intense looks the best in my personal opinion. However, if we go to display, we can also change this to 16 notes of music, which changes the lighting and textures of the game. We can also go to display and change it to vivid, which again changes the lighting within the game, and brightness. So it changes everything to the way you want it. Warm. But personally, with me, I like the game to be on intense. It just looks so beautiful. You can also turn ray tracing on. I don't know if that's for regular PS5, but it's definitely on PC and also on PS5 Pro, which I am currently doing this review on PS5 Pro at the moment. So I basically touched up on everything that's really, really good on the game. The combat is really good. The map's really good. The content that's in the game is really good. Everything like that is so satisfying. Now I'm going to touch upon the cons in the game, starting with also the graphics. Now, for instance, this area is pretty optimized pretty well, but you're still going to run into what is called texture issue. To what I've seen is texture issues, which basically means there's a lot of environmental stuff that loses its texture and will have a completely smooth surface, and it'll completely look ugly, which takes away the immersion of the game. I wish they would fix this issue in a lot of areas, but so far, this is the known issues that I've had at the moment. I've also had some stuttering issues. I've also had some issues with some cutscenes where the dialogue doesn't match up, or it's not ideally working too well. So this is one of the areas that you will find later on in the game, Kaifeng. Now this area is very buggy at the moment. For instance, you have textures popping in, as you guys can see currently at the moment. But there's 10,000 NPCs. There's 10,000 NPCs in this area in Kaifeng itself, in the center of the city. There's 10,000 NPCs that you can interact with and do stuff with. They're walking. The whole environment is engaging. People are shopping. The dialogue's happening right now. You can hear people talking and stuff like that, buying and purchasing stuff, kids playing. So the environment absolutely feels lived in. And I love that about this. However, the textures is again one of the biggest problems. You can definitely tell pop-ins as I begin to close in on certain things and certain things not wanting to register in. So as I progress, for instance, one of the things that I will address here in a second, if I can find it, as you can see, the textures not wanting to fully register in, that just has to do with some optimization issues and like some rendering issues within the game. Again, there's no loading screen, so that's probably more common. Now I'm going to get into something I really wanted to touch into base with you guys, and I really hope you guys have made it this far within the video, because now I'm going to be absolutely, and please don't take this the wrong way. This is not me to deter you from the game. I honestly love this game. It is absolutely fun. But now I'm gonna absolutely wreck this game, which I really don't want to do, because I'm loving this game. But however, now we are going to get into the pricing and gotcha system of the game. Now, I've played multiple gotcha games such as Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact and so forth like that. Now, the gotcha system in this game. For instance, right here, this is a limited time event that is happening at the moment with the global version of the game. It is lasting for about 20 days currently at the moment for you to roll this outfit. Now, with the beads down below, you can see it says 2,600. It did not start with 2,600. Mind you, it starts with 60, then progresses up to from 60 to 180 to like 400, then 800, then 1,400, 2,000, and 2,600, and the price just keeps going up. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to pricing. Whereas in China, this outfit is completely available to purchase outright for $40 US. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying here? So after you calculate this, this takes exactly 7,250 beads to purchase this, which equivalently adds up to $150 US, which is equivalent to 786 won. I hope I said that right. Won in Chinese currency. Now, basically, this is what like when it is the gotcha. If you know what I'm saying, the gotcha. Basically, in China, this game is absolutely 100%. You can outright pay for it for $40, but basically we have to do a pull system, and if we're not lucky to get the outfit, which is the gold one that's circled currently at the moment, if we are not lucky enough to get that on our first pull, then first 3 pulls, then it's going to cost you exponentially a lot more money. So the outfit could cost you anywhere between $1 if you're lucky enough to get it on the first pull, or it could roughly cost you $105, just depending on how good your luck is. I personally, I don't really agree with this. I'd rather just pay the $40 and get my outfit. I don't really want to do a $105 roll if my luck is really bad, which you can clearly see I've spent $70 just trying to get this outfit. So yeah, they got me. Just saying. So on top of that, these are also purchased with the beads as well. 1,600. Mind you, $30 is 1,800 of the pearls. There's 150 draws. Every 1,600 pearls gets you 10 draws. Which, if you calculate that, that is 15 times you have to roll this. So that's 15 times you have to purchase $30 worth. So, in all and done, you spent 450 bucks to try to get this outfit and that mount within this roll. Which you're not guaranteed a legendary until after you've drawn 150, until you've drawn 149 times. On that 150 draw is when you're guaranteed a legendary. So the pricing is where I'm really getting aggravated at with this game. Not going to lie. If I had the option to just outright buy the outfits, I absolutely would do that. But the fact that I have to constantly keep purchasing these beads to roll for these certain things, it is absolutely annoying. Now, however, you can get another way, another draw way for this, and I messed that up at the beginning, which is located right here, the Lingering Melody, which you can get this through doing missions and so forth as well. But, however, they are far and few between. They're not, it's not extremely like, oh, you're going to get a bunch of them. No, they're actually far and few between. You're not going to get a whole lot from them. I'm being 100% honest with you. You're not going to get a bunch from doing out here in the quest and so forth like that. So this was actually my biggest gripe within the game, was how much the pricing was. So in China, like I said, you don't have to roll for the outfits. Now, mind you, yes, you can come here and purchase these outfits outright. Yes, you absolutely can. These outfits are available to purchase, but not all outfits are available to purchase. So, for instance, like I was saying, in order for you to get this is a 40,000 US dollar outfit. 40,000 US dollars. It is absolutely ridiculous. Who's going to want to spend $40,000 on an outfit? And as I said, not all items can be acquired through the game. This outfit has to be donned from the draw shop. Now this you can get from the Solemn Echo draw, which these are from the Echo Jades, which is up in the top right corner, which then you can use the Echo Jades to purchase a roll, which the Echo Jades you can acquire in the game by doing quests, by doing daily activities, by doing events. You can acquire these Echo Jades by exploring the map, by just doing stuff in the game to then roll. But then you have outfits such as these, which basically lean more towards you're going to spend your actual money to acquire these outfits. Now, these outfits is completely understandable. For instance, the Veiled Edge outfit that I was showing you earlier, this is how much it costs in China. 2,580 beads, which is equivalent to $40 in US, $40 in the US. Why isn't this an option here in the global version? Again, this is just me doing the cons, the pros and cons. Now, once I had found out how that the Veiled Edge was basically an outright buy outfit, I completely stopped rolling to try to get the rest of the outfit because I did not want to spend $105, which I already equivalently spent $70 for the game at this point for an outfit in a game. That's the equivalent of me going out and buying a brand new game at this point. Aside from that, there are some issues. Like I said before, there's some issues. So all in all, the cons with the game is that they're stuttering when it comes to the cutscenes. There's a whole lot of lag issues when it comes to the cutscenes. PvP in the game is fun, but it is also very laggy at the same time. It needs to be optimized a bit more. For instance, when I hit certain targets, hit certain players, it doesn't register my hit, and then they're able to basically stun lock me for a solid minute because my hit did not register, which is becomes very aggravating, especially when the other players kind of teleporting around the arena, which becomes very irritating as well. Um, so all in all, aside from the little minor cons, from the textures to some of the PvP optimization and the price scaling for the gotcha system of the game, compared to, I can spend $40 on the Chinese server of the game. I can go on the download the Chinese version of the game and pay $40 for the Veiled Edge outfit, versus I have to take my chance in a roll system of the game and might end up spending $150 on the outfit, which is absolutely ridiculous. My saying redonkulous, in my personal opinion. But other than that, is the game fun? Absolutely. Again, the gotcha system, the outfits are completely optional. There are outfits that you can absolutely unlock through the storyline and through certain quests, which is by all means great. But if you guys are wanting the really really cool outfits that's going to be coming out, so for instance the Veiled Edge, that I really wanted the Veiled Edge because I'd seen it from previous gameplay footages and stuff like that before the game came out, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool outfit. I really really want that. If it becomes available, I want to buy it. But then when I was like, oh, okay, now I'm spending $150 on an outfit, when I find out China only had to basically spend $40 on it, kind of irritated me. So basically, I don't have a chance of getting the outfit. Or if the outfit does become available later on, then basically I have to spend another $40 just to get the full outfit, which is going to outright just irritate me because I don't want to spend another $40. I'd rather just spend $5 or maybe even $10, just to get the outfit itself, like just the shirt itself. Um, but other than that, there's not really too much other gripes within the game. This has been my pros and cons. Pros: combat's fluid, storyline's great, acting in the game is absolutely phenomenal, content in the game is phenomenal, the map is absolutely humongous. So the pros outweigh the cons. It's just pricing. If you want my honest feedback, the pricing absolutely needs to be equalized within this. I understand there's a lot of gotcha games from Wuthering Waves and so forth like that, but I'm telling you right now, we need to better pricing for the gotcha system within the game. I don't really think it should be $105 to try to roll for the Veiled Edge outfit. I honestly think maybe about around, maybe the same price as, same price as the outfit was. As a matter of fact, I don't even think we should be rolling for that outfit, considering it's permanently able to buy on the China server. Now, I can't understand rolling for certain cosmetics. I can fully understand that, like the really, really, really good ones that give you complete like aura stuff. That's absolutely crazy. But like, such as the Veiled Edge, where it kind of gives you the glowing eye and the glowing arms. Okay, that's small cosmetic stuff. So I guess it just depends on which way you guys want to go. But I just, in my personal opinion, I just think they really need to fix the pricing up on that, and they need to fix that. Other than that, I give this game completely a 8 out of 10 with just the map, the content, the gameplay mechanics, the boss fights, the storyline. That alone within this game is what saves it. That alone by itself is what saves it. As long as they continue to put out content and they fix the pricing for I'm going to be honest with you, if they fix the pricing for the gotcha system and just bring out outfits to permanently buy at that point and roll it like kind of like how Call of Duty rolls their skins, For instance, like we'll say, Snoop Dogg comes on, then all of a sudden they take him off for a little while, and then they roll through a couple skins. If they can get on the track with that, this will absolutely work for this game. Rolling skins throughout seasons and so forth, or rolling multiple skins throughout the seasons to give people opportunity to buy the skins and then take them down, so that way it's only like limited time buy offer, and then all of a sudden take it down, and then when it comes back, then you guys can bring it back up within like 5 or 6 months. It absolutely works. Activision's been able to work with it. Use it to increase their currency. It'll absolutely work for this game. I can absolutely see it working for this game. Just re-roll the skins, okay? So, for instance, like the Veiled Edge, we could have paid $40, and then all of a sudden, that's only for a limited time for like 7 days or something, and then come back within like 4 or 5 months, and then have that skin come back for another 7 days or so. Something along that line. You'll definitely make some money off of it because people are going to want these skins, and if they can't get them the first time, they're definitely going to get them a second time. Hope this covers a whole lot of stuff in the game. I apologize that you guys are just seeing me sit here, but I really wanted to cover it as I went. I really wanted to do a 100% honest review on the game. There's more pros than there is cons on the game. If they just fix the cons, it's 100% good. I give the game an 8 out of 10, and if you guys have any questions or any tutorials on the game, I'll be gladly able to help or make a video for you guys. Just let me know down in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.